Yo, what's going on? 27 Squad Hub watchers. I'm gonna steal your thing. YouTube and Instagram subscribers. What's going on? I did I say that right?
You missed Twitter followers.
Twitter followers. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back in to another edition of the Young Guns podcast, episode 4 of our new, rebrand here. Listen, we got a lot to talk about today because there was a lot of events that happened last weekend. You guys obviously know that we all met up for the game, and it was a great game to watch. We got a lot to talk about when it comes to that. But quickly, let's talk to the chat real quick. Let's stat what's going on. Amazing guy, what's up? If you guys are in the comments, make sure you guys make yourself known in the comments so you guys we can shout you out. But Kush, what's up, bro? Love the bucket hat, bro. Loving the bucket hat.
Listen, KB, you were there, as was everybody else that we went to the game with when I bought the bucket hat. And for reasons that you know, I'm gonna be wearing this everywhere. Okay, I even wore it to work today. My boss, he's a huge sports fan, so he was digging it. But it's a nice bucket hat, man. You know,
It is.
not
It's
too bad of a
really, I was
design.
thinking about it
It's
too,
a
but I was
good,
like,
it's a good hat. Yeah, and it's drizzling up here right now. It's not really raining. It's drizzling, so like perfect for that because it's not like too much rain where it's like at least around the time that I go and leave work, where it's like I need a heavy umbrella. The hat is just fine.
so it feels comfortable. It's comfortable.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
good. It's good. It
It's
comes over
good. Yeah.
for the right price.
Yeah. I don't know about that.
But yeah, if you guys didn't know, if you guys are just tuning in, oh yeah, we went to the game. It was me, Kush, Ash for the most part, and then Kush's friends as well. We all sat. They were honestly pretty decent. Like the
Yeah,
seats, like
I said it in my reaction video. I didn't think I was gonna like them that much. Already in my mind, like I was kind of justifying the seats to myself because I've never sat that high up before, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna be able to see everything, but you don't really get how great of a view seeing everything is until you actually see everything. It's not like they
yeah,
were tiny like ants. You could see them great, good size. You could differentiate players. You could see the sideline.
yeah. You could
Honestly,
see
that
them. You
might be
could
the
see the
seats I
numbers
go
and
for.
everything.
Yeah, that might
Yeah.
be the seats I go for in the future.
Yeah, I mean, and especially obviously they're at a good price, you know.
Yeah.
Obviously they're going to be at a good price. Yeah, I'm thinking about going to that Jacksonville game, and I'm definitely going to get some nosebleeds and see how
Well,
that works
isn't
out.
what is it? TIAA Bank Stadium is what
Yeah,
the
something.
Jacksonville plays in.
Yeah. So I'm going to see if I can
Yeah,
make a
isn't that
trip
one of
over
the
there.
worst stadiums in the NFL? The
I
only
heard.
saving grace is like the pools, but that's only for
Yeah,
the
I
rich
heard
people.
that it's not very good. I heard it's not very good. It's nothing close to their neighbor in Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay has a really good stadium. Love it over there.
To be
James
fair,
Knox in the
MetLife isn't
building.
the
What's up,
greatest.
man?
Shout out to James Knox. MetLife ain't the greatest either. I have
It's
my gripes
not.
with MetLife.
It's not. It's pretty confusing sometimes. Like
The
I
parking
wouldn't
lot makes no
say
sense.
the part. Oh my gosh,
The
dude.
parking lot is in
Oh my
disarray.
gosh.
Like when we got there and we were trying to find you guys, we parked in lot M and you guys were in what was it, lot L? So it
L.
should just be a lot over. But a lot over from lot L was lot G. And I was like, what is this order? This makes no sense. Like that's why we were so confused walking around for
Freaking
like a good 5-10 minutes
bro.
trying to find you guys.
My Uber driver dropped me off at lot D. Lot D because he was like, "Oh
How
yeah,
long of
this
a
is a
walk
lot
was
of."
that, yo?
Bro, I probably at least I was running, so it was probably like 5 minutes or something like that. But I was just running. I was like, "Yo, what the hell?" I was going by people's cars. They were like, "What was
Yeah.
this hooligan running around over here?" But yeah, it was fun once we actually got there. Yeah, the parking lot is absolutely confused. They gotta make it more convenient, man. Like, I'm too used to Tampa over here because I go to the more games over here than I did over there.
Hmm.
But it's so convenient. You're near houses. You could park, on the curb, on the
For
sidewalk, and just
Tampa, right?
walk down the block. Yeah, for
I've heard the
Tampa, you
same.
just
I've heard
walk
the
down the
same thing
block.
about and obviously it's on the bucket list. I feel like it's on any football fan's bucket list to go to a game in Lambeau Field. Hear the same thing about Lambeau
What's up,
Field. Like it's
Raj?
literally smack dab in the middle of the suburbs. Like there's houses surrounding all of
Yeah,
it. It's just a neighborhood
yeah.
around the stadium, which is kind of weird.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird because I honestly, when I first got to Tampa, because I was using MetLife at the time. When I first got to Tampa, I was like, "Yo, there's like people like live right next to the stadium. Like you can freaking see the stadium. Like you can go touch it if you wanted to. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Yeah.
it's crazy."
You know what's funny?
Uh-huh.
That's got to be not a common thing because I'm pretty sure for Hard Rock Stadium in Miami, it's kind of like MetLife where it's in its own secluded area. You have to
Yeah, I hate
drive
that,
away
man.
to get it. And I think like it's the same thing with the Chiefs Stadium, which you think, it's in more of a rural area, maybe
Yeah.
similar to Wisconsin. It will be in a suburb. I think the suburb thing, it is a rarity.
Yeah, it's a rarity, but definitely something that's like a luxury because I love that. I love. I don't need to go through a huge parking lot, probably is like a mile long, bro, just to get to the damn stadium. It's insane. But
Hmm.
yeah, Bryce will be winning on Sunday. We will talk about that soon. But yeah, I want to welcome in everybody in here. It might be a smaller crowd today, but it is what it is. It is
Make
what
sure
it is.
y'all hit the like button, hit the
Hit the
subscribe
like
button if you're
button. We
new,
are live, so if
and
you
hit
guys
that
want to
share
share it
button.
out, yeah, share it out on Twitter, YouTube, wherever you guys
Shout out to
find other
Ricardo.
Giants fans. Ricardo in the building. What's going on, Ricardo? Here, what's going on? So yeah, with that, I'm trying to get used to this. So let's get on to our first topic.
New York Giants football is on the air from high atop MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. The New York football Giants take on the Chicago Bears. Giants have broken out the legacy uniforms, which they wore so proudly in the 80s and into the 90s. The final score from MetLife Stadium, the Giants 20 and the Bears 12.
So you just
Okay.
left Ricardo's year up there for the entire time, bro.
Crap. I didn't even notice that. Ricardo was part of the part of the intro. Awesome. Daniel is playing this Sunday. Oh, yeah, we'll talk about that soon too. I actually don't even have that as one of the top. We have so many topics here. We could definitely fill that in too when we talk to like the injury report and stuff like that. But the Giants beat the Bears 20-12. We expected this to be a low-scoring defensive game. We didn't expect the insane running that the Giants did. We'll talk about that later as well. But Kush, your I guess quick thoughts on the game, as we're going to be talking a lot about the game throughout the
It
stream.
played out a lot of how I expected it to play out, which was what you said. Defensive game, low scoring. Although, barring injuries, this might have been a higher scoring game. Like, barring injuries, this could have been a 27-12 game. In which case,
Possibly,
I think that's the first time the Giants score over like 25 points in like 2 to 3 years, which is kind of sad to think about. But we had Jason Garrett as an offensive coordinator, so not surprising. But yeah, like barring injury, if you think about it, this would have been a blowout. It's not a blowout right now. I know there's quite the discrepancy, the difference between there's two scores there, 8-point difference. That's still a one possession game. A blowout is like two or more possessions. If we scored 27, 27-12. That's the first time we've blown out a team since like Washington as well, right? We're like back in 2019 or something like that.
It's always Washington, the last team we blow out, bro, for real.
Yeah, because we own, no matter what, bro, we always own Washington, man. If you were to look on the deed of FedEx Field where the Washington Commanders play, you'd see New York Giants on the deed. Even when we're the worst team in the NFL, we still beat them. It makes no sense.
We sweep them.
We just own them.
Dude. Bro, even years like in 2014, we went like 6-10, but we swept them. Like we always sweep the Commanders.
The only time Washington managed to beat us was last year, and it was off of, like, I'm not going to get too much into it. It was off of the Dexter Lawrence hold that didn't get called, that the NFL, funnily enough, admitted by season's end, that they messed up that call. And I'm like, there should be some type of repercussion there, but the NFL is not going to punish themselves. And then two, because Joe Judge ran 2 QB sneaks. All right? But it is what it is. Getting back to this game, though, very defensive heavy. The defense really stepped up, specifically the interior line and the linebackers, man. I'm becoming a fan of Jalen Smith. Obviously former Cowboy. He balled out in his first start with us this year. I don't know if he started. Let me take that back. I'm not sure who started. We have a good rotation at inside linebackers. You guys know I've always been a fan of Mr. DeCortavius Crowder, a.k.a. Tay Crowder, the Mr. Irrelevant pick from 2019. Yeah, I was going to say, I gave him the name on Twitter. People need to stop calling him the Mr. Irrelevant pick because he was the last guy picked. He is Mr. Relevant. Since he debuted against Washington once again, funnily enough, in his debut game, he had a pick six. Like, that alone should have told us that he's not going to be a normal guy that was picked all the way in the 7th round. He's putting in work. He put on a lot more muscle this offseason. You could see it reflected in his strength. He straight up stood up Khalil Herbert and Justin Fields several times in the run game against the Bears. And like I said, Jalen Smith I'm becoming a fan of. Never thought I'd say that about a former Cowboys player, but he had a nice post-game interview. Very personable, super classy, and I'm just like, you carry yourself more like a Giant than you do a Cowboy. Why were you ever drafted by the Cowboys? And of course, Dexter Lawrence, who we're gonna get to. as well. The defense stepped up big time, and the offense figured it out. I don't even know if that's the phrase I should use, KB, because I came on here last week. I was on my own podcast, on the channel, in Twitter Spaces, and if there was one thing I was ranting about with the loss last week against Dallas, is that we didn't run the ball nearly as much as we should have. And running the football is the strength of this team, strength of the offense, strength of the offensive line. And we ended up running the ball over like 45 times this game, and we won. And it's just like, that's what I want to see.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I just everything. I agree with everything what you said. First off, the defense played great. They did not allow a touchdown. I don't remember the last time. Well, Carolina last year we only allowed 3 points, but I mean they just shut everything down. What I was really most impressed by, not only was them not allowing a touchdown, but them able to get to the quarterback as much as they did, able to get Justin Fields out the pocket. Now, sometimes we weren't able to stop Justin Fields getting out the pocket, but I mean, we were able to get some pressure, 6 sacks. We'll talk about that later, but 6 sacks on the defense. We were coming into this game with 2 or 3 sacks on the year. So going into week 4, we had 6 sacks. I mean, that helps us out a lot with the stat totals, and it probably helps out, makes our defensive scheme look a little better, and it is good. But another thing that I was very excited about the defense was the 3rd down conversion rate. I mean, constantly we were at the game. I was like, 3rd down and 3, we ain't stopping this, and they stopped it constantly. 3rd down and 3, 3rd down and 4, 3rd and 7. Like it didn't matter. They were always able to get pressure, make Justin Fields make an errant throw, and that's. Listen, man, pressure breaks pipes, or pressure bursts pipes, man. It even you can bail out your whole secondary if you just pressure the quarterback. If he feels uncomfortable to throw, if he makes a stupid throw, makes a stupid decision, it can go a long way, especially on 3rd down. And then offensively, I didn't expect us to have a good day passing the ball. I know Jalen Johnson, the cornerback, was going to be out for the Bears, and he was actually a really good player in his rookie year. And he was looking to be a good corner for Chicago, but didn't play in this game. Even though that was the case, I didn't expect the Giants to, be able to air the ball out a lot. And they didn't. They didn't do that. Everybody is getting on Daniel Jones for only throwing 71 yards. I guess we could talk about that too, but I think that's ridiculous to get on him for that, being that we ran the ball 40 times. But the running game, absolutely insane. We had over 250 yards running, man. That's just insane.
Was it nearly or was it over?
It was over. It was over.
Okay,
it was over. Nearly 300, but freaking over 250 yards rushing the ball. Saquon Barkley, I don't know if he ran for a career high. It's got to be close because he never runs the ball for 30 times. I believe he was at 31.
In terms of carries, that's probably a career high.
Yeah, carries.
But in terms of yards, it's not. Didn't he have 160 or 170 or something against the Eagles?
Yeah, no, I mean, just in week 1, he had like 164 or something like that, right?
Oh, yeah, you're right.
So, definitely not his career high in yards, but definitely it may be a career high in carries for him. He never touches the ball. I mean, never carries the ball more than like 30 times. It's very rare. I mean, even 25 times is pushing it, but 31 times is I think good for Saquon. I don't think it's something you want to make him do every day. I mean, because he's not one of those backs. He's not Derrick Henry that can take 30, 35 carries a game. I don't believe maybe 30 for 35 touches, maybe, but the carries may weigh him down a bit. So he had 31 carries, and how many receptions? Like 2 or 3 or something like that. So maybe adding around almost 35 carries.
35 touches.
35 touches. Yeah, sorry. But yeah, I mean, just fantastic. I mean, we'll talk about more.
Shout out to Ricky Ricardo. For those of you who get this reference without me explaining, your elite stop game. Lean on it. Keep. Bro, he looked like he was gonna spit some bars because at first I played it without the sound at first, and I was like, "Is Brian Dable rapping on the sideline?" But he's just he's really talking.
Made it sound like he was saying, "Hey, bada, swing."
Yeah,
that's what it sounded like. But yeah, I don't really know what lean on it means. Maybe lean on the run game. I don't know what that really necessarily means, but
I don't know what it means, but it worked.
He was hyped up. I mean, it just. Oh man, I loved it. I loved watching the mic'd up session too. It was awesome, especially when
the mic'd up session by the Giants was great. We had Tay Crowder mic'd up for the Giants channel, and then for the NFL channel, we had Dexter Lawrence mic'd up.
I still have to watch
just 2 great high energy guys, man.
Yeah,
amazing.
I love it.
Get James Knox's last comment. That was when we were talking about Tay Crowder putting on some muscle.
Oh yeah.
Should have known from week 1, man. Should have known from week one.
Yeah,
but
he's
I
up
think,
to land the
yeah,
boom.
I think this was a better game of kind of really showing that because he was consistently, when he got in there, he was consistently standing up guys. You know what I'm saying? And then like Xavier McKinney came on a couple to help them take him down. But to stand up somebody as they're coming down, or running back coming down with you full speed, that's a tough ask. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, and he's been doing all right. This is definitely a career game for Tay Crowder.
For him and Dex, yeah, the two guys that got mic'd up, it was a career game for them.
Yeah, it was awesome. So with those quick thoughts out of the way,
one more before we go to the next one.
Go ahead.
All right, for those of you long-time listeners, long-time watchers of my channel and KB, we have KB is frozen. Okay, he's back. We have another just complete pitch out game by Andrew Thomas, where Robert Quinn was not heard of the entire game.
Bro.
Some of y'all call me crazy when I said before the season he's gonna be a top 5 tackle in the league. Through 4 weeks, he's a top 1 tackle in the league.
Top 1 offensive
Through
lineman,
4 weeks, he's the highest graded offensive lineman in football.
And it keeps going up. The grade keeps going up, bro.
The grades, they keep
improving. You know what that
improving
means?
each
That
week.
he's having a better game every single time.
Yes.
Dude, Andrew Thomas may have one of his best games this game right here. Like he didn't allow any, he put Robert
Who's he
Quinn
going to be
on
matched
his
up
butt.
against? Rashawn Gary?
Huh? In Green Bay? Now, Rashawn Gary plays like a lot of inside. I don't really know who
They rush him a lot now because they lost the other Smith guy. They lost the other
Oh.
Smith guy to Minnesota. They rush him a lot now.
Okay.
He's basically that other edge rusher.
Oh man, yeah, I don't know who are the pass rushers. I have to look
Whoever
at
he's matching up, yo, I know nobody likes anybody that gloats, but like when I was behind this man since 2019. Since 2019, now everybody calls it the Andrew Thomas Bowl. But back when people called it the Chase Young Bowl, I was like, nah, I'm happy. We just got Andrew Thomas because we won that game. And when everybody was calling him a bust after his first year, never forget, I was the only one of the only dudes in 2020 that made a video saying, you guys are capping. Here are the stats of him in college. He was the best college football tackle. He had a rough year because of this. He had an ankle surgery that nobody knew about. He had like 3 different offensive line coaches. That stuff, it affects you. And you know, not shout out, but Louis Riddick, where you at, bro? You know Louis Riddick is blocking everybody on Twitter that's tagging him under Andrew Thomas grades because he said Andrew Thomas was the worst offensive lineman by far in the draft. Louis Riddick, where you at, my boy? Go ahead.
Well, Louis Riddick has probably the worst Giant. Listen, he's so upset that he didn't get the Giants GM job that any decision the Giants make, he hates it, and it always comes back to bite him. Always. So screw you, Louis.
Preston
Riddick.
Smith, thank you, Lestat. That's who he's gonna be matched up against. Shout out to James in here. James in here, and Bobby, even though you spewing nonsense. Shout out to Bobby and Avets as well.
What up, Bobby? What up, Bobby?
Oh, Avets said on live broadcast, they did say 30 carries was a career high for him.
See, so I knew it. He never touches the ball. I mean, he never carries the ball that many times. I do want to get to a topic. We'll talk about more of Andrew Thomas and the elite players. I do want to get to this topic that was supposed to be the first topic, but I skipped right over by accident. And that's Nick Gates coming back to practice. This was a big surprise to Giants Twitter. He's back at practice.
I was so surprised.
I was like,
is this also the general injury topic, or is it just for Gates?
I mean, no, we could talk general injury. We could talk anything.
Yeah, cool.
You here? I kind of like put just this headline here, but you could talk about most of anything that we don't have as topics. But yeah, Nick Gates coming back to practice. He was coming. They said he was designated to come off the PUP list. Like I knew he was designated to come off the PUP list. I didn't know he was just gonna practice like right off the bat like that. But he's back. I'm very interested to see where they slide him because John Feliciano signed his contract to be a center. He said he's strictly a center. What happens when Nick Gates comes back?
I gotta think that if Felice, the nickname that the guys in the locker room give him, Felice, if he's really about the team and they ask him to move to another position, then I feel like he would move, right? If he doesn't, I mean, Nick Gates is a better center than John Feliciano, okay? Maybe not. I don't know. I just feel more comfortable with Nick Gates at center.
Just better at any position. I mean,
but I was gonna say at the same time, if they put him at guard, I don't mind because our left guard is in shambles right now, and Mark Lewinsky ain't necessarily performing either. It could be something crazy where they're just like Lewinsky because they had him at left guard a little bit sometime during the season, during one of these games. If they do something crazy and just like Lewinsky, bro, you play left next to Andrew. We're going to have Nick Gates over here on the right guard to help out Evan Neal more because Evan Neal needs a little bit more assist. Maybe that's what they do.
Yeah, I don't know how they're going to work that, though. But, I was thinking about, even though Nick Gates, his position is center right now. That's what he's supposed to be. I would probably try to, give. I don't know if you want to move Mark Lewinsky to help to put him on the left side or whatever, or just put Nick Gates at one of the guard spots, in my opinion, because Nick Gates is so versatile at any position. I'm pretty comfortable. Any position on the interior, I'm comfortable where he's at.
Yeah.
So, we'll see. I don't know.
Now,
If we're
to answer your question there, Yuvraj, definitely a no. He says, do you think Gates will play this Sunday? Definitely not. He's back at practice. That's about it. Like, so to clarify the news, yeah, it was announced. It was either earlier today or earlier yesterday. I forget. But he was announced back at practice. Like KB said, much to the surprise of a lot of us. Like, if you saw my reaction tweet, I was just like, no way, because this man, he was supposed to be out for 2 years. Let's not forget how gruesome that leg injury was.
It was career and potentially career ending.
It was a potential career ending injury. We heard all types of crazy stuff. Like, if it got worse and infected, he might have to have it amputated. Thank God that didn't go down. Yeah. And he's a fighter, just like he is in the trenches. And he's coming back early. Like, that's the thing. He's coming back early, so don't rush it back for Sunday. But he's definitely, I still think that he's going to be on the track to come back. If anytime this season is going to be very, very, very late in the season.
Yeah, and I completely lost my train of thought, honestly. But yeah, Nick Gates, we'll see what happens. He's not going to practice. He's not going to play in this game on Sunday. He's not going to definitely not play in London. Definitely not play in London. He'll have to travel and stuff like that. Maybe he will travel with the team. I don't know. But in other injury news, we got Galladay. He's going to be out. Not that really makes a difference. Being that he hasn't had did he even get a reception this game, right? So
I know he got a target, right?
Yeah.
I know for sure that he got a target.
He still has 2 catches, 22 yards on the season.
Yeah.
And he had that week 1 or week 2.
And there was a couple things floating around on Twitter, kind of not necessarily in defense of Galladay, but like fans are piling on him, where it's like, yo, he is out here actually playing a role in run blocking. I'm like, that's great. I'm not saying he's not doing anything. I'm just saying for a $72 million receiver, he has 0 catches.
I know. Why are people happy?
I have the same stat as him, bro.
Like, why are people happy about that? They're like,
me and you and everybody in this chat, we all have the same stat as Kenny Galladay on the season.
Well, he has
0 receptions.
No, he has 2
catches. He has 2 catches?
He has 2 catches, 22 yards.
I take that back. I humbly apologize.
But he got that in week 1. And he hasn't had a
humbly apologize.
But let's be honest, Coach.
We got the same stats since week 1.
Bro, let's be honest, bro. In one season, I'm pretty sure me and you can get 2 catches, 22 yards. You know what I'm saying? So
that's what I'm saying. Like, it's crazy. He might finish with less yards than he did last year, and he had like 500 yards last year.
He will. He's not even close to being up there, bro. He's on pace. He's on pace for like 100 yards this season, bro. What are you talking about?
So yeah, he got injured. It's really just a crazy situation when the Kenny Galladay situation. Obviously, I wish him the best. He's a human being at the end of the day. But in more important news, Daniel Jones had that ankle sprain. We're still not told if it's a high or low one. Tyrod Taylor got the concussion, which you were sitting just a seat away from me at the game. You heard how loud me and other fans were getting because the refs were just not making certain calls. The Azeez Ojulari got held several times. Basically the entire Bears' first offensive drives of Azeez was getting held, and there was no calls. And then that call on the helmet-to-helmet for Tyrod Taylor, that dude should have been thrown out. It was straight up a helmet to the side of Tyrod's temple area of the helmet. Concussion. How do you not throw that guy out, ref?
I got pissed about that because that was definitely targeting. That was. I don't know how they ignored that, and the whole stadium was booing. We all knew what it was, and that's ridiculous.
Obviously, it's weird timing because this comes right after the Dolphins completely botched the job with Tua. In week 2, he got concussed, and they let him play week 3, and then he got concussed again, and it looked even worse, terrible.
Did you hear that the movie Concussion?
Yeah, I saw the doctor said that he should retire.
Should retire, bro.
It sounds crazy to most fans, but guess what? Sterling Shepard, when he got concussion a few years ago, people were recommending he retire too. It's not surprising.
Right. It's not surprising, but it just sucks, bro, because Tua has been up and coming. You know, everybody can make the argument, you know, obviously, listen, every quarterback needs a receiver, okay? Josh Allen probably wouldn't be where he is right now if it wasn't for Stephon Diggs giving him that boost. Like, let's be real. All right. And then same thing for a lot of other situations with quarterbacks. But say what you want about Tua, he was on the up and coming, man. He was on the up and coming, and he was like breaking the stigma of being an Alabama quarterback and being like that. You know, he's good, a good Alabama quarterback, probably the first one. So first one in a very long time.
Yeah.
So
and then with getting back to Daniel Jones, Daniel, he's a tough warrior. There's nothing. If there's one thing you can't knock Daniel on, you can't criticize him, is that he's a fighter.
If there's one thing
this dude looks like he might actually play, bro.
Tough, bro.
Yeah, he looks like he might actually play this Sunday, which is crazy.
Because
the ankle sprain. Well, we did see him jogging on the sideline. Once again, we had that nice aerial view. We did see him jogging on the sideline, but like when he went back in, he was extremely limited. I thought he would have been out for like a week or two.
He stood in the same
honestly.
spot like the whole time. Like he didn't move. Like,
so and then did you get a chance?
And he stood there.
Yeah. Did you get a chance to see the video from practice today? He was running around. Yeah, he was like scrambling.
Yeah. I saw tweets that he was running around. I didn't see a video.
Yeah,
but,
there was a little bit of a video that came out. I was like, he looks mobile.
Let's see if he actually plays.
You know what's the crazy part, Katie?
They might get him to do it. They might get him.
You know what's the crazy part? If we weren't playing 2 games in a row that are against actual like really tough teams in Green Bay and the Ravens, I think he would have rested those 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But I think we're playing him because he gives us the best shot at winning those games.
He's tough, man. He definitely is tough. Like I said, if there's one thing he gets from his father, Eli Manning, it's being tough.
He does not get that from Eli, because if you got it from Eli, he wouldn't be injured. You know what I'm saying?
He wouldn't be injured.
It's a tough criticism, but it's valid. Okay,
that's true. Eli just was straight up Iron Man. But it's unfortunate with Tua's situation, and then Daniel Jones and Tyrod Taylor. Like we're in a position like we're at. We might have to start the former future of the franchise and Davis Webb. So we'll see what happens with that. But any other like big injury news I guess we could talk about? Aaron Robinson got sent to IR, so he's done.
Aaron Robinson might be not this regime's, but the sequel to why am I forgetting his name? Dude, we took Sam Beal. He's the sequel to Sam Beal, bro.
Oh, God,
Aaron Robinson might be Sam Beal part 2, bro.
Sam Beal. I don't know if maybe Sam Beal's still in the league. Sam Beal is not a bad player, man. He was never a bad player. He just couldn't stay on the field, man. Aaron Robinson, to be honest with you, hasn't really been a problem. As much as
he just hasn't. The thing is, no disrespect to A-Rob, because everybody that makes it into the NFL is extremely talented, but he's just not talented enough to be our corner 2, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, I completely agree.
You know what I'm saying? That's really the problem with him. That and the injuries.
I think he's a slot corner at the end of the day. It's just 2 different positions. 2 different skill sets too, because a lot of boundary corners can't play slot, and a lot of slot corners can't play boundary. So.
But shout out to Fabian Moreau, who had a good game for us. Fabian Moreau looked good.
Tackles too. Yeah, Fabian Moreau and
had that nice pass breakup where I actually thought Darnell. I don't know if it was on Darnell because he was the only receiver burning us, but somebody down the field for the Bears. I thought they were gonna catch it. I was like, oh no.
Oh yeah. That freaking Adoree letting off that big, allowing that big catch to Darnell was annoying. But all right. So let us get on to the next topic.
Handoff Barkley, hole off the right side. Barkley up to the 30, 40, 45, breaks right to midfield, and finally crashed down at the Bears' 46-yard line. A 12-yard run on the naked boot around the left side. His second rushing touchdown of the game, and the Giants have widened their lead to 13-6 with the extra point pending.
Get a hat for a hat and move him. Hey, that's an all-star play, boy.
Read back that title that you had for me, my boy.
Oh, did I screw up? Hold on.
No. I'm just saying that the title you had in that little animation just now, the blue words. Read what was that say?
Ground and pound.
What?
Do you not know what that means? That's a football term. It's a football term. I swear. I knew you were gonna say something about it, so I just left it in. Listen, all this team does is ground and pound, baby.
Hey, yo.
It's a football term, bro. Ground and pound. You don't know what ground and pound
They
is?
should be running the rock. You know what I'm saying? That's a term, a phrase I know.
It's
They
not
should be
cool
running
enough.
the rock
It's not cool
every
enough, bro.
game.
Ground
They
and
should
pound.
be
Never heard about the
FedEx
and
ground
pound
instead of FedEx air every game.
I think it should
Ground
be
shipping.
I think it should be the FedEx Pound Player of the Week, but it is what it is. But ground and pound, the Giants grounded and pounded their way to a victory with 260.
So you're saying that the
total.
Giants pounded the Bears out the stadium with the run game,
Absolutely,
and that they just shoved the ball down their throat, and the Bears
Absolutely,
couldn't
just
do anything about it.
What is it called? Animal, whatever it's called.
Okay.
Animal abuse, animal
Okay.
assault. What's that called? Animal something.
Animal cruelty?
No. It's when you like pound an animal. But
What? Nah.
because that's what we did to the Bears. That's
he
what we
said
did to the
Not me.
Bears.
He said it. Y'all need to clip that and get this man canceled, bro. That's all I'm
That's
saying,
what
bro.
we did to. Listen,
Oh,
hold on.
man.
You're lucky I didn't record all the crazy things you were saying before
Like
the
what?
game, bro.
Like what?
Like
Give
running
me an
the
example.
ball down the Bears' throat and everything, all that stuff. Like
That's
that.
what I just said on
Bro.
live, bro.
Bro, no, but you were saying some crazy stuff that you would not say on camera, bro.
Like
and
what?
And you had no
Give me an
regret.
example.
I
Give the
can't
chat an
remember.
example.
I can't remember.
Exactly,
It's crazy. I don't want to
exactly.
remember. My brain had to forget it, bro. It had to burn the memories. Bro, you never saw the SpongeBob freaking episode just burning everything, bro? That's what I had to do.
This
I had to
guy,
do it.
bro, straight
was
up
just-
lying.
It was bad.
Anyway, Saquon Barkley, 31 carries. Daniel Jones had like about 68 yards on the ground as
Yep.
well. And we got a couple other guys involved. Yeah, you could open this one up, KB.
Yeah, like I said, Saquon Barkley is absolute. Like if anybody doubted it, then they can't doubt it now. Saquon Barkley's back, baby, and if he keeps, if he stays healthy, he's gonna get comeback player of the year. I mean, we'll talk about those players in more in detail later about like potential awards and stuff like that. But Saquon Barkley is obviously the MVP of this team. Obviously, I mean, I really don't think we would be. I don't think we will have a win right now if it wasn't for Saquon. The defense is very good, but you're talking about the offense. Like the defense can only hold up for so long. We've seen that the past 2 years with Joe Judge. The defense would play well, and then they would kind of let up towards the end. Saquon Barkley is absolutely the whole entire team, not just the offense, but the whole entire team. He's the reason why they're winning a lot, or they're off to a 3-1 start. But this has to be the highest the Giants have ran like total rush yards in, I want to say,
A long time. A very, very long time.
We're talking like Super Bowl days probably, because Super Bowl days we were running the rock a lot. Like we were definitely grounded and pounding, bro. Like with Brandon Jacobs and Ward and freaking this guy came. What the hell's his name? What the hell's his name? Anyway. Don't remember what.
He's a fake fan, bro.
Ahmad Bradshaw. There we go. Ahmad Bradshaw.
Fake fan.
I can't remember
alert.
his name. I couldn't remember his name.
That's funny because the one people always struggle to remember is Ward. You know what I'm saying? Everybody remembers Bradshaw and Jacobs. Everybody forgets Ward.
Yeah, I mean Ward, Jacobs, and Bradshaw. Yeah.
Earth, Wind, Fire. Go ahead.
It was Derek Ward, right? Yeah. Derek Ward.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Derek?
Just move on before you embarrass
Derek
yourself.
Ward? Yeah.
Just move.
We had another guy named BJ something. But...
Move on.
All right. Anyway, you have me on the subject. I wanted to stay on the subject. Anyway, this has to be the highest like rushing total we've ran for in a very, very long time. We're talking Super Bowl days, bro. I'm so happy that we got to go to a game like that. Running back's my favorite position. I love running the ball. I love seeing freaking, I'm gonna say it again, ground and pound football, bro. I love pounding the freaking rock. You know what I'm saying? So,
Aye, bro. We get it.
but in all seriousness, Saquon, Daniel Jones for 68. Tyrod, when he came in, ran for 30 of his own. Okay, and then who else?
Tyrod.
Breida had
Tyrod put a dude in the spin cycle, bro. Like absolutely put this man on the spin cycle.
The stadium went crazy when Tyrod hit that spin move, bro.
Because that's a spin move that a wide receiver uses, bro.
And that was on third down. We could have been stopped and having to punt. I don't think we did anything on that drive anyway. But
no, that was the same drive he got knocked out. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Because he ran again. I think it might.
He
have
only
been the
came in
next
for one
play.
drive.
I think it made. No, he came 2 drives. The first drive he threw an interception. I freaking called
Oh yeah,
it.
you're right.
I
Yo, I
freaking
called it too.
Yo,
Ash
I
sat
Ash.
between me and
He's
KB,
like-
right?
he's like,
Ash said Tyrod's gonna come in and sling the rock. I told Ash right away, yeah, he's gonna sling it straight to the other team, and that's exactly what happened.
Bro, I said first throw is gonna be an interception. He's like, I literally throw deep to Darius Slayton, intercepted. It was just a bad read. Bad read. I know a lot of people want to see, Darius Slayton, get some shots, and obviously a lot of people want to see them take shots downfield, but that was just not the time, bro. That was just not the time. But yeah.
Speaking of taking shots, though, this Giants rushing attack, the reason it's so good is not only does it set up the pass where it's like there were opportunities to go down the field, but when the offensive line succeeds like that during the run game, and like I've said before, it is the strength of the offensive line, they become much more confident in the pass game. And that's why, yes, we rushed for like 40-something times, and I think we only dropped back to pass maybe like 20-something times or less. So it is a small sample size.
Yeah, I think less too.
We did a pretty good job in pass protection because they were so confident.
Yeah, and quickly, there are only so many yards a team can I guess get or like I guess achieve in a game. There are only so many yards you can get. A lot of people were talking that had a big problem about the passing game. Now, don't get me wrong, passing game is definitely a problem. But to say that like, oh, Daniel Jones sucks, he only threw for 71 yards the whole game. Guys, forget about his injury for a second. I mean, we ran the ball for 262 yards. I don't think anybody really understands how much that is. Like, freaking quarterbacks don't even pass for that much sometimes, okay? The fact that we ran the ball that many times, and there are only so many plays. The NFL average for amount of plays that are ran by each offense is about 60 plays. If we ran the ball 45 times or 40 times, how many? We don't have much opportunities to throw for a lot of yards. So, I mean, I'm not gonna blame Daniel at all for the 71 yards. I don't think he made any bad throws necessarily. He had a couple of drops. People dropping the ball. Tanner Hudson on that sideline. I think that was third down. That was pissed me off. But what the hell does that? What the hell does that mean? What does it mean? It's a goat with a finger. I don't get it.
You caused that yourself, bro. That's all I'm gonna say.
But I don't get it. It's a
you
goat.
said pounding animals, bro.
Oh. I gotta look at what it's called.
God damn.
I forgot what it's
You're
called.
Nasty.
So, can somebody tell me what it's called when you do something to
Nobody
an animal?
put it in the chat. This man will get his
forgot what
channel
it's called.
banned, bro.
It's gonna bother me. It's like animal something, or not cruelty. It's a compound word.
It counts as animal cruelty.
It is definitely animal cruelty, but there's another word for it. But somebody knows what it is. You have to run the ball. You have no receivers there. Yeah, this is what I was saying. We were talking about it too. Before the game, we're like, dude, we got a West Virginia quarterback playing wide receiver too. All right, we had guys, dude. There was somebody at the stadium wearing a David Sills, West Virginia.
Yo, shout out to that guy
jersey,
though.
bro.
But you know what was even more egregious? We saw somebody in the stand right next to us wearing a Daniel Jones Duke number 17 jersey, bro.
God. But honestly, that's more respectable than the freaking David Sills one, bro. He said he did go to West Virginia and watched him play, so I get that much. But damn, bro, I can't. Man, what is wrong with you guys? But he was definitely not gonna get a Giants David Sills jersey. I'll tell you that much. He wasn't gonna invest in that. But
yeah.
But yeah, just a great job running the ball. We said this. We talked about this earlier in the season. We had plenty of topics talking about it. The Giants' identity is going to be the run game. I didn't think it was going to be this good. Like, I thought we were going to struggle. We were literally the top rushing offense in the NFL.
Yeah, I know. You know what's funny? I didn't think it would be number 1 in the NFL, but I always did think that it could be top 10 in the NFL because of what we saw in the preseason.
Bro,
in the preseason, we were gashing up. Everybody.
We were. And
with
by the way,
we were gashing up everybody.
By the way, we let go of Antonio Williams, which I'm sad about. Very upset.
He's back on the practice squad, isn't he?
They put him back because they released him for the practice squad.
They released him, and then I think they added him back, and then I think they released him again or something like that.
Didn't he make the 53-man roster? Since when was he on the practice squad?
Well, they have Brightwill above him on the 53. I'm pretty sure, because Brightwell does bring like way better special teams thing, as we saw at the end of the game.
Never mind.
He's
You're
way
right.
better with
He didn't
special
make
teams.
the 53. You're right. He didn't make the 53. He didn't make the 53. He went to the
Yeah.
Jets. Okay.
But
yeah.
yo, speaking of this, kind of looking towards the next game where Daniel, I don't think he's going to use nearly as much in the running game. So what the Giants should do, and I feel like what they should have done from the beginning of the season, is use the entire running back group. So keep giving Saquon like 20 to 25 carries, and then give Breida like 10 carries a game, bro. Like, we need to involve Matt Breida more.
Bro, Breida's good, man. I know he had like fumbling issues and injury issues. Like, we've dealt with that. Like with Wayne Goldman, we dealt with that. We can get over that bridge. But I would like to give Saquon a little bit of a break sometimes, and hopefully, help sustain him for the rest of the season. Because
do you know what rushing wise the pace that Saquon is on by the end of the season?
Tell me.
He's on pace for really close to 2,000 rushing yards.
Are we gonna see a SB2K, bro? SB2K.
All I'm saying is he's already been in my books for comeback player of the year and offensive player of the year. Y'all, NFL, y'all mess around and let this man get 2,000 rushing yards, damn near 2,400 scrimmage yards.
We're talking about MVP.
He's MVP.
We're talking about MVP.
He's MVP, especially if we finish with a 500 or better record. He's MVP.
And anybody that watches Giants games will know he's the reason.
People are going to call me crazy because it's week 4, but all I'm saying is if he actually gets close to 2,000 rushing yards, if he gets close to 2,400, 2,500 scrimmage yards, and we're a 500 better team, he's 100% the MVP of the league. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, AT took 2 guys. Yeah,
AT was a beast, man. Andrew Thomas always be pitching out, man.
Yeah. And Saquon Barkley would be a huge part of, obviously, of us getting. He's the meaning of MVP, most valuable player. Like, he's the reason why we are where we are right now. And a lot of people like to say the running back position is not important. It is replaceable. Don't get me wrong, because there's a lot of guys that just could run the ball. But someone tell me when there was a wide receiver in MVP conversation, just in the NFL. It just doesn't happen.
I don't know.
So, running backs are always.
It would be so like poetic if that actually happens and he is in the conversation, because obviously AP is the last running back to win it. And there's 2 running backs Saquon's always compared of.
He has to
Christian McCaffrey did get close, yeah.
He has to have a better stat line than Christian McCaffrey, and that's a hard one. Christian McCaffrey was on fire. That was a year, I think that was the first year ever that he actually played all the games. But he's the reason we are 3-1. Absolutely.
100.
Absolutely.
You could literally point to like 2, if not all 3 of the wins that we have, that he's the reason we won. But definitely the first game in this one that we just played. What's the next topic, though?
Yeah, let's get on to the next topic, man. If you didn't like this one, I didn't think you have a problem with this one, but you're probably not going to like this one. Let's go.
Fields back to throw. Under pressure. Arm got hit. Ball came out. It's loose as Azeez Ojulari gets the sack and forces the fumble. And Thibodeau recovered it.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about. I ain't gonna lie. He wrapped him up, but I hit his arm. He wrapped him up, but I hit his arm.
Now, I don't know why you would say there's anything wrong with that title, because I love, when it comes to football, I love the ground and pound. I love a big, strong D, and I love getting all sacks. That is what football is about.
That's what it's all about. New Sack City. I'm freaking trademarking it here. You heard it here first. Forget about Saxonville, okay? Even though that rolls off the tongue a little bit better.
Saxonville's rolls off the tongue way better, bro.
Way better, okay? But we're trying our best here. We're trying to New Sack City, baby.
New Sack City.
New Sack City. Why? Because this is a new defense. It's something that we haven't had in a very long time, and that is a freaking pass rush. And the New York Giants put up a freaking masterclass of getting to the quarterback, a mobile quarterback at that. Getting to a mobile quarterback, they crashed the pocket constantly. They weren't beat too heavily on the outside running game by the quarterback. They let Justin Fields run out early. You can tell that they slipped up a lot of tackles. There was one video I have recording the very few clips I have of actually recording the game. It was Justin Fields getting out the pocket. 3 Giants defenders hitting Justin Fields. They all bounce off of him and fall to the ground. They missed the sack.
Even though we had a great tackle. Yeah, even though we had a great defensive game, so many things in terms of tackling needs to be improved upon, man.
Bro, why
just need to tackle better.
Why does it take 4 guys to tackle somebody? I don't know. But that being said, the pass rush. I'm not going to say it fully arrived, because this team the Chicago Bears had very similar problems that we had with the offensive line. They were allowing a lot of sacks per game. They weren't able to pass protect for Justin Fields. That's one of the reasons why Justin Fields has had a bad season up to this point. But it's a step in the right direction. The fact that the Giants defense can abuse a bad offensive line is honestly, I guess, I guess satisfying for me. Like, I guess I'm kind of satisfied. I don't know, satisfied the right word. Maybe I'm looking for a better word here, but I'm happy. I'm relieved that we can abuse a bad offensive line, because let me tell you, if we struggled against an offensive line like the Chicago Bears and we didn't have at least like 3 sacks, it would have been a problem. But we had 5 sacks in the first half, 1 in the second half, which, I mean, I would have loved to have got more, but no, it's not zoophilia. It's something else, man. Something else.
that is one of the ways.
Yeah.
You're too focused on it. You're weird, bro.
But
You're
that was
weird,
a comment
bro.
I saw. That was a comment I saw.
Oh no, man!
was
I
a comment I
need a new host.
Oh man, but
This is against the law. You know that, right?
call to the police.
But yo,
God.
shout out to my boy Aziz that's there. He needs to get more love. All right. I said it on my podcast last night. It might be an unpopular opinion take, but as of right now, Aziz Ojulari is a better player than Kayvon Thibodeau. Now I know we're all looking out for Thibodeau, as we should, 5th overall pick, and I do think, Thibodeau has the higher ceiling. But right now he's still a rookie. And Aziz, you see it game in, game out. He's getting pressures. He's just getting held. He's getting held for no reason. The refs are not calling it, but he still managed to get a strip sack. They gave him that one. Dexter Lawrence stepped up big time, man. Ooh, I love Dexter Lawrence. Stepped up big time, as he should if he wants a contract extension, to be honest. But we needed him to step out with Leo out. Got 2 sacks. That's 3 of your 6 right there. Tay Crowder came down on a blitz and got a sack. And who were the last 2?
Tay Crowder, Jihad Ward. And remember, there's one that we're missing. I don't know who that last sack is. Can somebody tell me who?
But also, let's give a shout out to Jihad Ward as well. This man's been balling all year.
He's been a very underrated, like, unsung hero, man. I didn't think he would have the impact that he would when we signed him. I thought he would be a depth guy. A part of me didn't think he was gonna make the roster, but I felt like he had to stay because he was like the only veteran on that very young linebacking core. But can somebody tell me who the 6th sack was? We have 2 from because ESPN just says team. It just says team. And
maybe it was just like way too many people to split it up to, bro.
That's what I was saying. I was like, damn. I mean, who got it then? Where is it going on the sack total? But you had Dexter with 2. You had Aziz had 1. I think that was the strip sack. You had Jihad had 1. Tay had 1.
So who's the 6th?
And then who else am I missing? I'm missing somebody else.
Did one of our defensive backs get 1 or something like that? Like, I don't know.
I don't know, man.
Bro, just cough it up to literally a pile fell on Justin Fields. That's what it was, bro. It was a pile.
Honestly, maybe I never seen that before, but usually they just give it to somebody, whoever was the first to hit him. But I don't know. I don't know. But
either way, though, getting these 6 sacks was a nice improvement from a team that was walking into the game with only like 2 or 3 on the season.
Yeah.
As you mentioned earlier in the stream. And like you said, it's nice to see that we can beat up on a mediocre to bad offensive line. Now, this is going to be a great matchup. Our D-line that looks ferocious, which is crazy to me, and our edge rushers would still have, they need to give me a little bit more before I could say that our edge rushers have proven themselves against what is going to be a good Packers O-line. And David Bakhtiari, if he's playing, I'm not sure, is one of the best tackles in the league. So I'm definitely going to want to see the rotation that we have matching up against him, Aziz, Jihad, and Thibodeau, who's going to be successful and how we're going to get pressure on Aaron Rodgers. Because Aaron Rodgers, much like Justin Fields, is very mobile. However, he's a Hall of Fame quarterback. And I'm sorry, I misspoke. Aaron Rodgers, he's a Hall of Fame quarterback. And if we're going to want to make Aaron uncomfortable, we're going to have to just stick to him like white on rice.
I mean, I agree with you. I agree with you there. But Yvette said it's because Justin Fields stepped out of bounds behind the line, so it counts as a sack, but they didn't give it to anybody. I thought that would still count as a rush, though. He just rushed for negative yardage, but unless he had like contact with somebody. But then I don't know. Maybe you're right. Maybe you're right, Yvette. So, I've never seen that before. It's crazy. You would think you would see that more often. Well, I guess quarterbacks usually throw it out of bounds, right, when they're near the out of bounds line. So interesting why he didn't throw it out of bounds. But yeah, 6 sacks. that probably brings us down to like 10 for the season, or maybe even like no, not 10. We're not even there yet. Like 8 for the season. We're still got a long way to go, but that helps us out a lot going into week 5. So let's see if we can maintain the pass rush going in. Wink has to get creative. He is very creative. Wink Martindale has very creative blitzes.
Listen, our coaches, there ain't nothing you could really criticize them for. 4 weeks into the season, last week there was one thing I criticized them for, that was they need to run the football more, and they did it. Like, our coaches are smart. If we're gonna keep it real, there's 2 reasons we're 3-1. One is Saquon Barkley, but the other one is every single coach on this team. They're scheming out of their minds, man.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very happy with his defense, man. I'm extremely happy with his defense. I'm hopefully we can like keep this consistently going. Obviously, we're not going to get 6 sacks a game. That would be awesome if we did, but I want to see us get a good, like, healthy 2-3 sacks a game at least. Maybe, the occasional 4 or 5, but I would like to keep maintaining that. Look at the Cowboys right now. The Cowboys are like getting like 5 sacks a game, bro. Like, it's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's something I want to see our defense get to. Rodgers gonna smoke you clowns. Listen, Aaron Rodgers. Somebody said, I don't know if this is true. I gotta look at Aaron Rodgers' stat line. Somebody said that Aaron Rodgers' stat line before this game, Aaron Rodgers to Daniel Jones has similar stat lines. Somebody said that.
That would be funny if true.
And that
I'd have to check, because guess what?
That to me helps my narrative and saying that doesn't matter who you throw at quarterback position. If you got guys like David Sills out there, you're not going to get a lot of yardage. Look what Aaron Rodgers has to work with. A Hall of Fame quarterback, still very, very much useful in the NFL, elite in the NFL, and still can't get anything going because he has Christian Watson and Romeo Doubs as his freaking 1 and 2 receivers. So
yeah, all I'll say is that Watson and Doubs by the end of the season, I might give a hot take. They're going to be the best young duo of wide receivers in the NFL. Christian Watson was already somebody I had my eye on coming out the draft, but Romeo Doubs, I'd be sick to my stomach if the Packers found another Devontae Adams type player that took a couple years to develop or something like that. Romeo Doubs has potential.
Yeah, I like him, and it's crazy because Watson was drafted ahead of Doubs, and Doubs is like slated to be that primary target. So that's gonna be interesting to see. And listen, we talked about it. We'll talk about this in the preview, matter of fact. But we'll talk about
there was other things I wanted to say because it weren't Packers. I kept it until we get to the preview.
Yeah. So let's get into the next subject. What happened to my other clip, my other video clip? I don't have it here. No, I can add it real quick. So you take care of the chat real quick. Let me put that other video clip in.
Yo, while he does that, can y'all believe this man, bro? Anyway, all I'm gonna say, guys, is another thing I learned, in addition to those seats being so great for anybody that wants to go to MetLife, that's in the state of New Jersey or New York or just close to MetLife, I might just like one day say, just to heck with it, go to MetLife and get tickets day of, because there was people that are getting tickets day of and they were cheap. They were like $30, $40. Now, it doesn't work for a scenario like this where it's a lot of people getting a whole bunch of tickets. You have to like get yours in advance. But if you're just going by yourself,
yeah, and you don't care about
a ticket,
yeah,
for the seats that we sat. That's the thing though. For the seats that we sat at, that's a steal to me.
And we sat pretty high up, but you could see MetLife did a good job.
Everything.
Although I don't like the stadium, but MetLife did a good job.
Stadium
of,
is terrible.
Being high up, but you can still see everything.
I know. The thing is, it's funny. I know those seats suck at night, though. They're good for day games, but they suck at night.
But because I went to Tampa games at night, and being high up, and they weren't really that bad. But let's try to move past. We got like half an hour left. We got like 3 or 4 more topics left. So let's try to move past this. So let's get to the next one.
Screen for Barkley. Bears read it. Saquon dances. Now Saquon's going to reverse field. He gets a block from Jones. Saquon to the 20, to the 15, and knocked down at the 10-yard line. He made the first man miss in the backfield, showed his brilliance, and his quarterback gave him a block to spring him.
Greatness. That's greatness right there, dog.
I had to dedicate a segment just for those 3 players because they are having absolute fantastic years. Leo would definitely be in this conversation. He's missed the last 2 games.
Leo would be in this conversation, man.
Leo would definitely be in this conversation. But he's missed the last 2 games, so he's gonna have to work his way back. I don't know. Do you think he's gonna be playing this game? I guess the Packers.
I think it was Yuvraj. I said it earlier. I'd be very surprised if he does because I could have sworn he was supposed to be out for like a month. But if he comes back against the Packers, you know how much of a help that is. I can't
with the running game.
I can't get into it because we're not even in the topic yet.
Yeah.
We're not even in the topic yet, but it's gonna be a massive help. I would be supremely surprised. I'll say that. In terms of the elite players, like I said earlier, you heard Robert Quinn's name all day. Andrew Thomas pitched another perfect game. Man's a grade improved. He's playing better and better every week. And it's not like he's matched up against scrubs. He had what is it? The Bud Dupree week 1. Week 2, who do we play against? Carolina. He had Brian Burns week 2, and Brian Burns is one of the best young edge rushers in the NFL. I'm a huge fan of him, partially because I wanted us to draft him in 2019, but he went 1 pick before Dexter. I'm happy with Dexter, but I'm not gonna lie, Brian Burns would have been elite. And then week 3, he played against Micah Parsons and that Dallas O-line, and for the most part, he held his own. He still had one of the best grades week 3. And then week 4, he plays right here against the Chicago Bears. Robert Quinn, he's no sleeper in terms of an edge rusher.
It's probably his best game.
Yeah.
He went
and it's so nice to see him just elevate his game each time he plays. Like, you're never worrying about your blind side with Andrew Thomas as your tackle unless they're sending like an extra guy. And even then, you know what I'm saying? He handled 2 dudes, with both his one hand each on each of their chests and just pushed them back, yo. Ridiculous strength.
Ridiculous strength. He's very agile. He gets sideline to sideline, but he has quick steps. Very technically sound. He had a problem with that in his rookie year, but he cleaned that up real quick. And yeah, he is the prospect we thought he was going to be. I'm happy to say that he's the prospect we thought he was going to be because, after the whole Eric Flowers thing, after the whole Nate Solder thing, it's very, very hard to trust a very highly regarded tackle now, right? Like guys that we either draft high or pay a lot of money to. Very, very hard to say, oh man, they're good. But Andrew Thomas he's going to be up there for a year. He's going to be he's gonna be recognized like a freaking Joe Thomas, like a Joe Staley, all the Williams, Trent Williams. He's gonna be up there with those tackles that everybody's gonna know who he is. That's what I feel like Andrew Thomas is gonna be. He's only just getting started.
I mean, I said it on Twitter. Trent Williams, I already feel like he's better than Trent Williams.
Listen, he's technically the best offensive lineman in football right now. So let's just say that he is literally the best offensive lineman in football right now, according to PFF. You look at Dexter Lawrence, he just hit the 90 club. And if you guys don't know what PFF, I'm not too savvy with PFF, but I know any player that gets in the 90s. But even
if you don't like it, you see the NFL giving both of them recognition, saying that they were the highest graded players in their respective positions.
Right. Week. I don't take everything. I take PFF with a grain of salt, but I do look at, where they rank their players. And, I do kind of use it as a reference, not a full proof, but any player that reaches the 90 club is pretty damn good. And Dexter just reached that here in week 4. So he is the best pass rushing interior defensive lineman in the NFL right now. And who would have thought a 350-pound nose tackle is one of the best. Like Aaron Donald isn't even close to freaking 350. So I don't know maybe he is. I don't know because he's just straight up muscle, but I don't know. Dexter Lawrence is killing it right now. We all knew Dexter Lawrence was good, and we all knew the Giants can draft defensive tackles, but I did not know Dexter Lawrence was going to be top 5 in the NFL as a defensive tackle.
All we need to do, bro, is get depth behind him and Leo. Because that's all we're really missing. So some depth behind him and Leo.
We have 2 top 5 defensive tackles in the NFL with Leo and Dex.
I don't know if I'll go that far. Leo is definitely a top 5 defensive tackle.
Top 5, but Dexter is being graded as one.
He's being graded as one, but yeah, let's keep it real. I'd say top 5 nose tackle in the NFL, but defensive tackle, I'd say Dexter is top 20 or top 15. There's a lot of defensive tackles in the NFL, bro.
No, man.
There's a lot of interior defensive linemen in the NFL. You can't
settle with top 10, bro. You can't settle.
Top 10 is really high. Like I said, top 5 nose tackle. I know Dex is good. Leo is top 5. Dex is top 5 at nose, but when you go back to the general position of defensive tackle, maybe top 15.
Okay.
But either way, that's great.
It is. It is. It is. I'll settle. I'll settle with the top five. Top five.
Well,
No
nose.
tackle.
With a vets. When I'm speaking about nose, I'm speaking specifically the guys that's up the middle, and that's what Dexter's been used at for like most of this year so far until Leo went out and a
Oh,
good amount of
so
last year as well. But the defensive tackle, it's kind of like Leo, how they split them outside sometimes. Go ahead,
the
KB.
the nose it lines up. Even in 4-3 situations, the nose will line up closest to the center. So 0 tech, 1 tech, and even like 2 I. The defensive tackle is like 3 tech only. He'll sometimes based on the situation, they'll line up closer to the center, but the person that's closest to the center, because if something that a lot of people don't know, the nose tackle and defensive tackle, like they're usually on the field at the same time, even in 4-3s, and they're not at the same distance apart from the center. Like a lot of the times, the nose is still off the center, but closest to him, and then the defensive tackle is like at the 3 tech or farther. But the defensive tackle kind of fills up the A gap. The nose tackle kind of fills up the B gap, and the nose tackle kind of fills up the A gap. So that's the difference. That's the difference. It's really not much of one. They're kind of the same player. It's just that where they line up at is how you differentiate them, and noses are a little bit more heavier. That's pretty much it. But
Yeah.
yeah. As of recently, Kid Blue, yes, but what? Jesse, I just noticed that's Tana's face. I just noticed that's Tana's face. I didn't know who that was.
And then, of course, the last person in this topic was Saquon, but we already kind of sung
Yeah,
him his praises. I don't know what
yeah.
else to say other than
Yeah,
he's the
we
best running
already-
back in football. You heard me
Yeah.
earlier saying that he could be MVP if he continues this pace. There's not much else for me to say.
We're already
But
he's
he's definitely comeback player of the year. I don't care what happens, and
yeah.
he's definitely in first place for offensive player of the year right now.
Oh yeah, so while we're in this topic, what I really want to talk about, because I tweeted about this after the game, Andrew Thomas should definitely get All Pro. Like,
Oh, 100%. They snubbed him last year for Pro Bowl.
Snub him for All Pro.
They
this season.
snubbed him for a Pro Bowl. I think he's gonna get Pro Bowl for sure, but with the NFL, once again, it's like he should be All Pro. I don't know if they're gonna give it to him.
They're getting rid of the Pro Bowl this year. I don't know what.
No, they just replaced the format of it. The Pro Bowl is still there.
Okay. So he still get voted for the Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and to me, Pro Bowls don't really matter too much. All pros matter to me.
Yeah,
you know?
All Pro. I don't really care about it, but
and
like that's the thing. I'm worried
All-Pros-
about if they're gonna give him All Pro.
I honestly, but who in the NFC is better than him right now? Like, I know that everybody wants to say Trent Williams. That's what everybody that's who everyone knows, right? But I don't know. Andrew Thomas has been all over PFF, all over the main. Yo, you good? Okay.
Yeah.
Freaking my ears went whoa. But yeah, I don't know who in the NFC would top him, man. I don't know.
I can't think of anybody, honestly.
Yeah, I think Andrew Thomas got it, and if he doesn't, if by some freaking crazy thing happened, he doesn't get first team All Pro, he damn well better get second team All Pro. But
Nah, he should get first team All Pro.
yeah,
man.
he should get first team All Pro. But and then Dexter Lawrence, I mean, he should. I think he could get a Pro Bowl. Like you said, there's a lot of defensive tackles, good defensive tackles in the league, and a lot of them may be more notable than Dexter Lawrence.
You know what's funny? In addition to that, this is something that happens at the end of the year. I don't care too much for it, but I would love to see our players on there. Last year, Leonard Williams was the only Giant to make the top 100, and that's voted on by the players. I want him to make it again. If he comes back in time, I still think he can, because he's the only Giant to also be on the list 2 years in a row. I would love if Andrew Thomas would make it. Obviously, Saquon should have a return as well.
Yeah, I think. Well, Andrew is definitely gonna. In my opinion, Andrew's definitely gonna make it the top. If he's one of the top tackles in the league, you're definitely gonna make it. There's a lot of tackles that make it into the top 100. So Andrew, Saquon, Dex, Leo. If Adoree can Adoree's been good, but he needs to make himself more known. Get some picks and stuff like that. Adoree's been
Shout
good.
out to Alex in the chat. What up, man?
What up, man? And I think that'll be it. That will make the top 100 on our team. I don't think anybody else. Xavier McKinney can make a good case if he can get some INTs and stuff like that. So he can make a good case as well. But yeah. Anything else you want to say about that before we move on to the next topic?
Next topic, yeah, because we gotta get through some of these, yeah.
Yeah, we got 2 more. All right, let's get it.
Diggs secured this catch.
Yeah,
Sills to the ground.
Sills falls coming out of this break. He slips as he's trying to make the cut. And
than Trayvon Diggs. It was close. It sure looked like it was in real time as to whether or not he actually made the catch.
Interception. First down, Dallas.
It looks like he did. It looked like maybe his. Yeah.
So yeah, as you guys all know, me and Kush can be out there a wide receiver and probably do a better job than the technician and other players out there right now. Like, what are your thoughts about this wide receiver?
No. What are your thoughts on some of these guys that were cut? Because this man was out here saying that yo, Andy Isabella is balling. Andy Isabella is a dog.
First of all,
Let me finish. Why did he make it through waivers if he's such a dog, bro? Why? You know what I'm saying? He ended up signing with the Ravens. Nobody else wanted him.
People are hiding.
He's not a good wide receiver. He's not a good wide receiver.
They don't like short one. They don't like short people, bro. They got heightists, bro. All right. So listen, Andy, do you even know who Andy Isabella is? Like,
yes.
You
know who Andy Isabella reminds me of, bro? I think they're from the same draft.
Who?
Oh man, everybody loved JJ Arcega-Whiteside when he was drafted.
They're nothing alike. What are you
I'm
talking
just saying,
about?
no, not in terms of play. Not in
they're white.
I literally said not in terms of play, but because it like the hype that was around them. The hype that was around them then when they were drafted, and they both turned out to be big fat busts, bro. All right.
The height, JJ Arcega-Whiteside. Hype.
This guy, bro.
First of all, Andy Isabella didn't get any hype. He came out of UMass, okay? He came out of freaking UMass. He came out of the same school Victor Cruz did, okay? He like beat all of Victor Cruz's records in college, all right? Andy Isabella.
I'm gonna stop you right there. You saw how disrespectful he got with Victor Cruz's name just now, bro.
Oh
Continue.
my
though.
God, I'm not saying he's better than Victor Cruz. I'm saying he beat his records. That's not saying that. But Andy Isabella is like, that's why I'm kind of biased, bro. I like Andy Isabella, bro. I mean, right? If when I see Andy Isabella play, I'm like, damn, that's what it'd be like if I played in the
NFL. But he's not good. I'm glad the Giants didn't pick him up.
What?
You know what I'm saying? Let him go to the Ravens.
Listen, he's better than David Sills. He could be just as good as Richie James, in my opinion. I think
respect Richie James. Like, what is wrong with people, bro?
No disrespect to Richie James. I'm saying that if we use Andy Isabella, he would have just as much production as Richie James. Bro. And like Tatum said this on Twitter, and I agree with him. Anything that breathes that's a wide receiver, the Giants should be interested in getting, honestly. And Andy Isabella might be one of the better receivers right now on the market, to be honest with you. Now, we all could argue about, why did he get a lot of playing time, this and that. In my honest opinion, I think it's just that he's a role player, right? Shorter receivers are role players. They're not going to be out there every play, every down. And you already have role players in there. Christian Kirk was there as that slot, big time slot receiver a couple years ago. That now you got Marquise Brown. Now you got, and then before you had who's that other guy? That other short receiver that they had, JJ something. He was there, and then now you have Greg Dortch. You have who's the other dude? Rondale Moore. We love Rondale Moore. So, Andy Isabella just like he's not better than Rondale Moore. So
this guy just keeps making excuses. Anyway, let me address the
what
chat.
What are you talking about?
Ligma said, Hub's saying I'm happy we didn't sign him with Sills at wide receiver 2. Listen,
exactly.
We don't have Sills. Can I? Yo.
No.
We don't have Sills at wide receiver 2. You know who our wide receiver 2 is? Kadarius Toney and Wandale, but they're injured. And also, we're just not playing Kenny Golladay. But second of all, the reason I'm happy is because I said this like after week 1. I don't want to sign any wide receivers that may cost more than the vet minimum. This man ain't even a vet, so I don't even know if he'll come for that $990,000 contract. I want to sign pure vet minimums because I'm not trying to not necessarily break the bank, but go above and beyond to get a wide receiver in what at the end of the day is a rebuild year. And if we make the playoffs, if we get a lot of wins, it's such a bonus. I love it. Yes, but it's still a rebuild year. I'd rather use it on the defense. I really would rather use it on the defense. Once again, to get some defensive tackle depth. Or some interior offensive linemen. But yeah.
I think we should target Andy Isabella, but there are other
I'm
wide
about to pull
receivers.
up. No, I'm gonna pull up. I'm gonna pull up a wide receiver free agent list right now because this is getting ridiculous, bro. This is getting ridiculous.
Number one on
Wide
that list.
receiver
Yeah, go
free
ahead,
agents
Go ahead right now.
right now.
What happened to CJ
2022.
Board? He's garbage. I
Let's
think
see.
CJ Board got hurt though. to be honest.
Yo.
What?
Him, bro. This
Give
guy,
me the
bro.
damn list, man.
I'm trying to pull it up. All
I bet
right.
you saw Andy Isabella, the first name on there. He's like that.
This
He
guy.
doesn't want to say
This
it.
guy.
You don't want to say it.
What do
you
I
bastard.
do? Unrestricted free agent? Is that the type?
Yeah, unrestricted. That means they're market. Restricted free agents usually are still with the team. They just can't,
Why isn't there an option to say still available, bro? Because I'm getting every
Really?
single receiver that got signed right now. Okay,
Are
let's
you on
go.
Spot Rock?
Will Fuller. I would rather sign Will Fuller.
Will
Yeah, I am on Spot
Fuller.
Rock.
Will Fuller is made of glass.
I would rather sign
Fuller is made of
him.
glass.
All right. T.Y. Hilton, a proven veteran. I would rather
He's
sign.
like 60 years old, bro. What are you
He's
talking
better than
about?
Andy Isabella right now, bro.
Bro, there's a rebuilding team. We want young guys, bro. We want young guns out here.
You
bro.
think he's gonna be a legit piece for the future? Oh, you're just capping now.
No,
Now,
I'm just
now you're just
saying.
saying things to say
Why
things.
would we bring in T.Y. Hilton
For the 1 year deal?
For
Andy Isabella
what?
would have been a 1 year.
For
Yo, you just
what?
hate him. You just a hater.
For
You're
what?
a hater.
I would bring John
You're a
Ross back. I would bring
hater.
amazing guy. I would bring John Ross back. Definitely.
Exactly, bro.
I would take John Ross over Andy Isabella any day. But give me some more. Laquan Treadwell? No, he's garbage.
Emmanuel Sanders. He has experience with Brian
He's
Daboll.
hurt. He retired. What are you talking about?
Yo, don't blame me. Blame Spot Rack for listening him. How about that? Okay. My God. Deshaun Jackson. He never ages. He
You think he
never
would ever
ages.
be a freaking Giant?
He never ages.
And first of all, you think the Giants fan would accept him after what he did to us? No.
Adam Humphries, bro.
Hell no, man.
This guy, you're just hating. You're just hating.
I'll take
You're
Andy Isabella over
you're
Adam
a
Humphries any
hater.
day, bro.
You're a
Fuck,
hater.
Let
A
me
hater. Des Fitzpatrick, bro.
Let me put my hater shades on, bro. For real.
Des Fitzpatrick, bro. D.D. Westbrook.
Garbage.
Des
D.D. Westbrook
Fitzpatrick
is
not garbage, bro.
yeah. D.D. Westbrook is kind of garbage. He's always hurt, and
You know
he's
who
just
else is
like Andy
garbage?
Isabella.
Andy Isabella.
no, he's
garbage.
not.
He's garbage. Let's move on. Alex Bachman. There you go.
His ass should have stayed on the team. You should have been a team
He's
player.
better.
Now,
He's better than
I
Andy
don't want
Isabella.
him here. I
He's
don't
better
want
than
him
Andy
here anymore.
Isabella. He's better than Andy Isabella. He's
Listen,
way
listen,
better
listen,
than Andy Isabella.
Listen. He's trash. Andy Isabella. It's Listen, guys, I got my hater shades on. I don't even know where I got these from, bro, because these things are huge. I can't even put my nose. My nose is too big for it, actually. My nose does not fit in between here. These look like freaking construction glasses, bro. Like freaking construction glass. I don't know where I got these from. These were just just in the case here. But I'm wearing these for the rest of the show. I got my hater shades on. This man want to come back into my stream.
I'm gonna pretend that you didn't say Alex Bachman is trash, and said that Andy Isabella is better than him. And let's just get to the next topic.
He
bro.
got cut for David Sills, bro. That's all I
Let's
gotta
get.
say.
Oh my God, he didn't even get cut, bro.
He got cut for David Sills.
Just go to the
Alex
next topic,
Bachman was
bro.
so good in the preseason.
Go to the next
He is
topic.
the Cooper Cup of the preseason, but let's get on to
He's the Devontae Adams of the preseason.
Oh, shut up, man. What the hell was that? That was disgusting. Anyway, last topic of the show.
My bad. My bad.
Roll
Let
it!
me.
Two on, your team. You might. Here's first down, and look at the run by the rookie Watson for the touchdown. And way to the end zone and a touchdown. Tunyon has it for the score.
Now,
sorry, man. Continue.
now
Go.
this was the thing I wanted to say. I've been holding it all the time, and you got the right guy up there. The Packers' run game is the strength of their offense. If we hope to win, we need to see the exact same performance that we saw from our defense and defensive linemen against Chicago. A.J. Dillon and Aaron Jones are probably the best running back duo in the league. This is going to be so tough to handle for the defense, bro.
Yeah, and like AJ Dillon, a lot of people are saying he's a top 15 running back in the league. We all know Aaron Jones is a top 10 running back in the league. Like these guys are dogs, bro, and they could run the rock. Aaron Dillon,
Aaron Dillon,
I
the duo.
yeah, right, Aaron Dillon. Even though wasn't there an Aaron Dillon in the NFL as a running back too? Could
I
be wrong
don't
about
know
that.
actually.
But he played for the Patriots, something Dillon. But those two players, man, are like yin and yang, bro. Keep messing up their name. Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones can slash it up the, outside the tackles and even run. He runs hard in between the tackles. And Dillon as well. Dillon can get some tough yardage, man. Dillon is huge. AJ Dillon's a huge running back, bro. And so he's going to be tough to stop as well. Yuvraj says Chubb and Hunt better. I believe they are better, but I just think they're a very close second. They are a very close second in my opinion. And they get the tough yardage needed. Sometimes they don't get all the like stats they need, like stats that make them look like they're a great duo because they kind of build off each other a lot. They kind of work off each other a lot. So yeah, you're absolutely right with the freaking run game, man. I mean, we were able to stop their run game with Chicago, but this is a whole nother beast, bro. It's a whole nother beast. But yeah, what are your thoughts about this game, man? I know you said you didn't want to get too much in depth earlier, so I mean, you guys, if you remember,
the main thing was the run game, and the other thing I was gonna bring up was if somehow, some way, Leonard Williams actually comes back, then I'm not only way more confident, but I would like just straight up pick us to beat the Packers because if our defense overall and then the run defense can just do what we did basically 3 out of the 4 games that we played in the first 4 weeks, with the exception being against Tony Pollard and the Dallas Cowboys. If we can perform like that against AJ Dillon and Aaron Jones, we automatically win the game because Aaron Rodgers has been struggling because, his receivers, they have no chemistry. Like I said earlier, I like Christian Watson, I like Romeo Doubs, but like I like them down the line, not necessarily right now. And you're going to be basically forcing that man to pass. And it sounds so weird, knowing his career history. But if you force Karen Rodgers to pass this game, I think you win.
Possibly because of the wide receiver situation. It's very similar to us. That week 1 game, I haven't watched the Packers game since, but that week 1 game, I probably froze a little bit. It says that Chris
you're
froze,
good.
All right, cool. That week 1 game versus Minnesota was so tough to watch, bro. It was very similar to what we see, with the Giants. But you see Aaron, why I keep freaking mixing these words up? Aaron Rodgers.
Because Aaron Judge just got 62 home
bro,
runs,
you see Aaron Judge, Aaron Jones, Aaron Rodgers, bro. There's too much Aarons out here, bro.
Karen Rodgers, bro.
Aaron Rodgers. I like Aaron Rodgers. I don't call him Karen Rodgers. I like Aaron Rodgers. I think he's cool,
I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. I never liked
like
Aaron Rodgers.
Why you don't like him, bro? I like
at first it was just because like it's just an attitude thing. At first, it was just like, why do you think you're that guy, bro? You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, maybe you are, but you don't need to be acting like it.
But he jokes about it. He's like Jay Cutler.
Okay. And then, hey, yo, that was kind of back up, bro. and then there's the whole thing with his family. Apparently, he's just like a complete like a-hole in real life. But other than that, I started hating on him, and I admit, I am a hater. I started hating on him more once shades, bro. Once I started to realize that in the 2010s, like this man is just a choke artist. And let's keep it real, the past like 3 playoff runs is straight up just choke artistry at its finest, bro. From Karen Rodgers.
It's not defendable being a great quarterback as Aaron Rodgers is, and him not having more than like 1 Super Bowl. And I get the pieces around them. A lot of people are always like debating about that. But if you quarterback's supposed to make your, the wide receivers better. Like Tom Brady isn't the most talented. Tom Brady isn't even as close to Aaron Rodgers as far as like physical talent is, as far as the quarterback position goes. But Tom Brady still works with what he has and still turns a guy like freaking Julian Edelman.
Yo, Tom Brady going through a lot right now, bro.
Yeah, I talked about, bro. He going through a lot, bro. Hey, he did it to himself. He did it to himself. He could have been
hilarious.
happy.
You know what's hilarious?
I'm sorry, bro. If I had a girl,
that Cole Beasley retired for the exact reason that Tom Brady's getting a divorce. Bro, that's so hilarious,
bro. Because he saw he got signed. He saw how hard it is for Tom Brady. He's like, bro.
Well, yeah, no. When you think about it, people made jokes about it.
Happy life, bro.
People made so many jokes about it, but it's like it just adds up so well. Like he unretired just to spite Adam Schefter, and like it adds up so well. Like, there's marital problems because he was supposed to retire, and it's like. It adds up so
It's a
well now
little,
that they
it's a
both
little
high
off
divorce
subject.
lawyers.
It's a little off subject.
Yeah.
But what do you think about that whole situation? Honestly, in my honest opinion,
Brady's
if
in the
I'm
wrong. You know why
yeah,
Brady's
of
in the wrong?
course.
Because he's probably told her and his family for years now that he's
he
going to
was
retire
gonna
at 45. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
he
that's just probably
did,
one of many things that we don't know about, honestly.
yeah,
We don't know what
and,
goes on behind the scenes.
and he came out of retirement while he was like on a trip, or he was going to a trip with his
Yeah.
family. Like that's crazy, bro. If I'm Giselle, and I heard
I
Giselle
can't
wants to
believe
go
he
back to
fumbled
work.
Giselle, bro.
Bro,
That's
if I'm 45 years old, there's not much women at that age that's gonna be looking like Giselle, bro.
listen.
For real.
Or first of
That's a
all,
keeper right
you mad horny right now, okay?
No,
But
I'm not.
let me finish.
It's
There's
Giselle
there's
Butchen,
now
whatever her name is.
3 rings that Tom Brady wish he will have back. The 2
Yeah, I know.
Giants ones and the
And
Giselle one,
Giselle.
bro.
To be honest with you, he probably wants 42 and 46 more than Giselle.
Yeah, given how much he loves football. But getting back to Giants Packers, yeah, if you force Karen Rodgers to pass, I think you win the game.
Bro, I saw a bunch of memes be like, Tom Brady really fumbled Giselle to have a worse QBR than Geno Smith.
Bro, he fumbled Giselle just to get a wild card exit, bro.
Oh my god.
That's what's the funniest part to me. What up, Antonio?
What's
But
up, Tony?
yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. From my last thing, force Karen to pass.
Oh yeah, boy, yeah, you're absolutely right. I honestly think you're right about that because although Aaron Rodgers, and this is what I was getting to when I watched that Week 1 game with Minnesota, Aaron Rodgers was making some good throws. These guys couldn't catch it. None of them could catch it. They didn't even know what they were doing. And Aaron Rodgers was getting frustrated. You saw Rodgers. Did you see that sound clip where he was telling the center, "Snap the fucking ball"?
No, that's funny.
Because he kept clapping and the center wouldn't snap the ball. He's dealing with a lot. You can tell Aaron Rodgers is so much of a veteran. He doesn't have the patience for like rookies anymore. You know what I mean? And understandably so. He wants to get another ring. He's got a lot of young guys on that offense, not just on the wide receiving core, but the offensive line. A lot of young guys, and they're just not picking up the pace. And Aaron Rodgers has standards that he wants to keep. And it's these young guys are not doing. They're doing him dirty, to be honest with you. So I think you're absolutely right. If we stop the run game, force them to kind of make. On top of that, with that, in order for them to use, make them pass the ball, we have to make them feel like they're have that sense of urgency. We have to score. Like we gotta be in this game. We gotta be able to score field goals, touchdowns whenever need be. So the Packers aren't sitting back and relaxing, running the ball, running out the clock. We want them to try to speed things up and try to throw the ball downfield. So I think that was a good point. So Gabe Rodriguez says, yo, just joined. Got a feeling Sunday is going to be close. What's going on, Gabe? I appreciate you, man, joining the channel. If you want to subscribe, we do this every week on Wednesday, Giants podcast. Next week, it'll be on Cush's channel. Link is in the description.
The one with the good hat.
The one with the bucket hat. The one that had a very high value. Very high value. But yeah, we were talking about it. These London games, the favored team is usually, like they always are in trap games. It's always a trap for them. I don't know if this was a kind of an outlier because Jameis Winston didn't play, but if Jameis Winston was playing, maybe people thought the Saints were going to win and the Vikings wound up pulling it off, right? Didn't the Vikings pull it off? They did.
The Vikings won.
With Kirk Cousins, the Vikings won. So, and a lot of time, like every time the Falcons play in freaking London, they play like in London like almost every year. They always win, and they never win in America. And Jacksonville as well. Jacksonville last year.
I was gonna say you're building up right towards like our predictions for this game, and all I'm gonna say is that the Giants never lost in London. We're undefeated in London.
2-0.
All right, and 2,
right?
it's a sign. Yeah, 2-0. It's a sign, guys. It's a sign that this is the first time in history that a London game has 2 teams that have winning records. We're winning this game. I'm picking us to win. Now, I know that's not surprising because I picked the Giants in every single week so far. Like every single week of the season, I've picked us, but I'm picking us again.
I have a question. The first year we went to London against Miami, what year was that?
Was that like 07? I think it was a Super Bowl year. I think it was 07.
And when was the last time we went to London?
2016 against the Baltimore Ravens. No,
it
was it the Ravens or the Rams? The
Rams.
Rams.
We went 11-5 that year, made the playoffs. I mean, that was an unfortunate end to our run. But
Listen, I'm just with KB. I'm just gonna recite history alongside Gio for a second. I'm not saying anything. I'm not predicting anything. I'm not saying anything's gonna happen. I'm just reciting history.
Hey,
the last time the Giants started out 3-1, we won the Super Bowl.
Every time the Giants go to London, good things happen that season. So that's all I gotta say.
That's all I'm saying.
That's all I gotta say. So you already know how it goes, man. All right, so we're gonna wrap this one up. We're 2 minutes until we close this thing up. So let's give our final score predictions of this game. This one's I really didn't think about this one, to be honest with you.
Well,
so,
I don't know about score prediction, but I got the Giants winning. We haven't scored over 21 points so far this season, so I don't expect us to do it with an injured Daniel Jones. So I'm gonna say the Giants win 17-14, the Super Bowl 42 score, yo.
Hey, they did beat the Bucs 14-12, so like they're capable of scoring low points. So, man, yeah, that's a good score. That's a good score. I'm gonna say the Giants. I'm gonna say 19-13.
It was very close to the year that they were formed.
Yeah, 1925. So yeah, 1913. So yeah, I feel like we're gonna utilize Graham Gano a lot in this game. So
me too.
Giants win something like 17-16, and that's very possible as well. Yeah, it's gonna be less than 20 points. If we do win, probably less than 20 points. But let's wrap this one up, guys. That is an episode. Thank you everybody for joining in. Here was a smaller crowd today, but hopefully we'll be back stronger next week. And then obviously we'll be calling the game. I think it's is it on my channel?
Are we calling? I was gonna ask you, are we calling the game, bro? It's at 9:30 in the morning.
At 9:30 in the morning. Man, I don't know.
Yeah, I was gonna ask that. I'm like, are we actually gonna like call this game? I can try. I mean, the good thing is for me is that I could do it on my laptop, so I don't have to set anything up. So if you want to do it, I'm down. I'll just set it up on my laptop.
Are you not gonna be home?
I am, but it's like my dad uses the computer in the morning. That's why.
Got you. Yeah. I think it's on my channel this week. So yeah,
just let me know, and I will pull up. Well, not pull up, but I will be there as the co-host.
All right, cool.
I was actually gonna ask you. I'm like, are we doing it? It is 9:30.
Yeah. So I'll make the stream set up and stuff like that. But yeah, we'll be live. We'll be there, guys. We'll be there. You guys.
Yeah, we'll be there.
I'm trying to make sure I don't miss a game this season. Hopefully I don't, but I don't want to miss a game this season because I missed like 3 seasons straight. I'm always missing games. So all right, guys, we are out of here. Thank you guys so much for joining in. You guys are awesome. We'll see you guys for the game.